I gotta see a gavel.
Sure, sure.
Feels good to be here.
Yeah. See you.
You got all kinds of stuff going on.
Splendid. How are you?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Make your way back to our seats. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Coach from Hall, Iowa, to share on the 11th step tonight.
My name's Coach, and I'm an alcoholic. When I was asked to do this, I said it would be an honor, a privilege. You know, sometimes we say things that then we wish we wouldn't say. But usually what I do is I like to tell my story a little bit and then what happened and then what happened to me, what's happening with me today. I also would tell you that I speak, I very seldom do I ever stand still. So this might be awkward for me tonight, but I like to have either a lapel mic or no mic at all. But anyhow, I also like to start off with this because I heard this once and I think it's very true. I'm going to share tonight. And I got a pretty good idea what I'm going to say, but I have no idea what you're going to hear. I want you to think about that just a little bit. I was born in Redfield, South Dakota. I was born into a Christian home. Religion wasn't forced on us, but we went to everything at our church. My mom taught Bible school, Sunday school, all that. My dad was on a consistory, the council, whatever it's called at your church. I went to everything at church, unless it interfered with sports, because I like sports. And my dad was gracious enough to let me do that. I did go to summer camps. I have to be perfectly honest and tell you, I didn't go to summer camps for spirituality. I went there because I was told there was going to be girls there. And there were. Summer camps are all like Vegas. What happens there stays there. But anyway, I went to about 4 summer camps every year. I competed in sports in high school, so all the way up to that. I won't get into the academic side of my career in high school because I didn't get into it when I was there. But I did play sports. You know, by physical stature. I was a pretty tough defensive end. That wasn't supposed to be funny. Okay, you're right. I was a defensive back. And I wasn't a star or all conference or all state or anything, but I played. You football guys, I played on a suicide squad. Yeah, I figured you know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Basketball, I wasn't quite this small. And again, I played. I wasn't in all conferences, all state or anything. And today they number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I was playing, they said, you got their best guy to play defense. You can score 2, 3, 4 points. That's okay with us. We haven't really had to score. So that was my job. Track I will come back to. I played baseball, and when I played every position as a catcher because I was smarter than that. I didn't want to put on that idiot gear. And I played basically in the outfield, just shortstop. We were state champions when I was playing. And I will tell you that when I was there at that time, we were against the big dogs, the Sioux Falls schools, the Rapid City schools, everything Yankton, Patrol. And I would also be honest and tell you, it had very little to do with me. We had a pitcher that was about 6'6" at 220 and he was a left-hander. He got drafted by the Yankees and made it all the way to AAA. The next step to the big show. And they told him he either needed to lose weight, quit drinking, or go home. He came home. He took over his dad's clothing store and ran it right into bankruptcy. Last I heard, he was in Mexico hiding from the law for selling drugs in Arizona. It's not for me to say or not for me to judge, but maybe he should have done step 1. Maybe he should have admitted his life was unmanaged. I play golf. I'd love to play again today, but I can't. Well, I do a little bit, but it's not very much fun. In fact, where I live today, I have the 18-hole record. I shot 65. Track is where I had my real success. If you watch me walk up here, you can see that I built for track. Because I have long legs. They go all the way up to my butt. Amy, so do you. Oh. And where I had my success was I ran the relays, sprints, and I hurdled, and I high jumped the long jump. Where I had my super success was in the high jump. And like I said, we were in the big class then. We were the smallest school, and I won the state high jump title in South Dakota twice. I high jumped 6, 7, and a half. And to be honest with you, that's pretty good for a white guy. But, you know, I say that a lot of places I've had. Once in a while, there's some African Americans sitting in the crowd, and they laugh harder than we do. I was offered numerous college scholarships. I could name almost all of them, but this so big with that to Minnesota, Kansas State, Nebraska, all of them, South Dakota, etc. So on. I chose to go to Northern up in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Not because of scholarship or anything, it was any different. All full ride for full ride. It had something to do with one of those summer camps. That's what she was doing, so I thought I'd go there too. I competed there for 2 years. I tried basketball for 1 year. I wasn't good enough. I competed in track for 2 years there. I had to go to track twice. But when I was living there was a building over on the north side of the campus. I don't remember the name of it. We call it Jock Shop. That's where all of us in scholarship lived. And we were spoiled. We had everything in that building. Swimming pool and the bowling alley. We had our own cafeteria, rec hall, everything. Played a lot of food, stuff, and fun. There was another building on the other side of campus. I'm not really sure what the name of it was. Maybe Jim, maybe we can help me out. Well, it's the one where we keep the books. That's it, the library. Yeah, I never darkened the door of that building. When full, they're paying me to go to school and have fun. And so I did go to some classes. I did go to a lot. After 2 years, my grade point wasn't very good. It was 1.4. We had to have a 2 point to maintain the scholarship. My family couldn't afford to pay for me to go to school. So my uncle decided I should live with him. His name is Uncle Sam. And I look like one of those tough Arkansas sergeants, don't I? Yeah, right. And anybody else serve in the military? Just one? Thank you, guys. I will tell you that up until that time in my life, you know, they say men have 3 vices in life: alcohol, tobacco, and gotta be careful, you gotta be politically correct, but I won't get into that tonight. And I would tell you that I had experienced 2 of the 3. I had never indulged in alcohol, I had never smoked a cigarette, if I remember. We won't talk about that 3rd vice. I was in the military one day, you guys know, you go to the PX on the weekend. The PX is an convenience store, by the way. And you go there, and when I was in, if you wanted to get a beer, you could get 2 beers at a time. And it was a quarter. And it was big, tall cans, they called them silos. There was Schlitz beer. I don't know if they still make that kerosene or not, but that's what they were making. And the guy who's up at the bottom line was a big black coat from Tuscaloosa. And he would go through and get 2 of those, and go right back out and get mine again. 3 hours, 2 down, go away, go get 2 more, do that until he blacked out, or until they blacked out the pipes. One day he said to me, you don't ever get a beer there, you get a beer, I'll get a Coke. And he said, I don't think what happened. He said, well, here's a quarter, give me an extra one. So I did. I was sitting out, picking table talking with the other guys. He comes out and said, you never had a beer? I said, so he opened it up and handed it to me. That was my first contact with alcohol that I remember. I have to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't like the taste of it. And I'll be perfectly honest with you again today, I still don't like the taste of beer. If you come to my man cave, there's beer in my refrigerator. If you came there tonight and wanted to have a beer, that's your choice. It's not for me to tell you you can again. It's your choice. Then we go into a thing called RVM, Ready Vietnam. They were going to teach us what it was really like to go over. And whenever we got a break in the military, they always said, light them up if you got them, if you got them, get them. And I looked down, the guy down there about 3 from me lit up a cigarette. And I thought, why not? Give me one of those out there. 49 and comes back in a bag anyway. So I started smoking. And I would tell you that I'll keep an eye on the clock, because we'll try to get out of here on time. Because I've given up smoking numerous times, just like I gave up alcohol numerous times. but I still smoked. I don't know, 18 days, 3 months, whatever. Never gave up record for 3 months. Maybe did. I don't think I did 18 days. But anyhow, so those are my first 2 contracts I remember. Got out of the military. It's an experience I wouldn't want to do again, but it was a great experience. Which, by the way, because you'll hear a little bit more of my story, you'll see why I say this. Did you notice I said it was going to be another war? I didn't say it was a conflict or a crisis. I don't know what your history books say. The Gulf Korea conflict and the crisis for a while. In Vietnam, what are we doing today? We're over there. You know, the Desert Storm. What is that? That's a war. They're shooting at us, they're shooting them, it's a war. But anyway, I got out of the military and went back to Aberdeen and started sporting good. And one day I went to an amateur athletic track meet, and I jumped, made an ID, stepped outside the fence, lit up a cigarette. Standing there smoking a cigarette. This guy comes walking over and says, "Aren't you so-and-so? That's Steve Cannon." Yeah, that's me. He said, "I saw you jump, you still got it for good." I was 6 years. I said, "Yeah, thanks." He said, "Well, I'm an assistant at the U. You're an assistant. We'd like to have you come to school." I'm smoking a cigarette, but I think they do it within the military, so they come to go inside. Obviously, with my grade the standard it was, I wasn't eligible immediately, and I knew that, but I took the scholarship. And I became a coyote. Coyotes in here? Okay, I know we're in a church facility, but how many of you talk to the state jackass? I mean, excuse me, jackass. I get them confused. And I would tell you that I competed for a couple of years after I got to grade point, and I did okay, but I wasn't as good as I was when I was young. I would also tell you that part of my scholarship was I had a look an area in the wall buildings. Him helped me out. The wall buildings, I had one area in the library. And one day I was in there cleaning and I wanted to get done, so I had to go places to school. There was this young guy sitting there, and I don't know, and I stand up to the chair so I could clean that, so I did that. So she stood up and moved the chair back. It might have been the first study I ever did in the library. And I thought, oh, wow, this looks pretty good. So I asked her out. Yeah, we got rid of him. And about a year and a half later, she asked me to marry her, and I did. And before I went on to my college career, I would tell you that I graduated with a 3.2 diploma, which is pretty good considering that it was a long pool. And all those stayed on my record. You got to get this. That's, I tell you what, I thank her quite often. Because we got married last year. After I got out of college, I have a double major in political science. That's why I mentioned about the wars. And she has an elementary ed. I also have a physical education degree. We went out to a little school and I taught government psychology, sociology, economics, international relations, driver's ed, junior high PE. I was assistant varsity football coach, junior high basketball coach, and heavyweight track. I made $6,600 a year. My wife taught me elementary, she was 43. We were over 10,000. That changed. There's a little town about 40 miles southwest of here. And we would come up to Sioux Falls, maybe once every 2 months, go out to a steakhouse, go over to South Dakota, to Sunny O'Toole's place. And but we found out we couldn't afford to go out to those things. So we stayed at home. And we found some other things to do at home. So we started a family. And I would just tell you right off the top that I'm a boys coach. I coach boys sports all my life. And my wife and I have 5 daughters. And so that I can get past this, because it's been a long time now that I'm not looking for something. One of our daughters died. You know, I make it very honest, say that thank God the disease alcoholism didn't happen at that time. Because I had to deal with it. I had to get it. I had to get past it. I had to make it right. And so on. So okay, we got that behind us. Now I'm sweating. Oh. I don't think Ken's listening, so I need to go let me forget where I was at. You got it? The man don't say I was behind the podium. I need to know how that story. I should this now. I gotta just tell you this real quick. I had 3 appointments today, this being my 3rd one. And I met a fellow at Sergeant Iowa this morning. We got up about 5 and took off. And then I ended up here. Now I'm gonna get back home. There's some concern I have. And I talked about it to him. He's on the board of the and he listened to me. We got done, and he sat across from me and glasses on. He took his glasses off. And he sniffled a little bit, tears came to his eyes, and he said, "You're coach, aren't you?" And I said, "What?" He said, "My daughter loved you." Really? Yeah. You speak in Keystone. You love me. I said, "Well, tell her I love her too." Poor shit. She's been dead. She's been clean 2 years. I said, "No, it's not because of me, it's because of her." But it just feels great to do things and somebody responds. Anyhow, what was I talking about? What? What about my daughter's so long. You know? You don't know? You want to meet him? No. Okay. See, this is the I'm going to do reading of it. Somebody asked me one time to do it with the coach, what would you like to do? We shouldn't have everybody. My idol was John Cuss. I thought that'd be good.
That's right.
Well, there was some other, the head of it that was sports, but anyhow. Okay, what was that everybody? My daughter. We know her over here, worked there for 2 years, and moved in, and moved in another town about 6, 7, 8 miles away from over there, and I taught 1 class of government, K-12, this is education, I was cross-country coach. Her assistant high school varsity coach, and they both track. We didn't have a track. We had a shot put running along jump there, but I would tell you, we were state champions. And again, it didn't have a whole lot to do with me, other than I drove the bus, we took handoffs, and we could relay people, and high jump along, hurdles and so on, but we did have a kid that threw shots from 58. The distance 180. He won those 3 times in a row in the state game. And then he also anchored on when I was at 49.3. And I was here, but the biggest thing I had to do was make sure he brought a shot was just and he turned left when he was running. Then our student, the head basketball coach there, decided he was going to leave after I did there 2 years. He moved on and he went to Kansas or somewhere else. And they asked me to take over, and I did. And I had to go down through all the years of the teams that I won. I would just tell you, we were very successful. We went to 6 number 1, so our school got a little trouble. Our superintendent was, he was in bad with every year, but he was fired in December. Our principal was in our band director 2 years prior to that. We got our principal in that particular gal, my institution. Didn't have anything to do with me. They were both fired.
Both of them?
Yes. Our elementary principal then did all 3 administrative jobs for the remainder of the school year. And at the end of the year, they opened it up for applications to get back to the superintendent. And he didn't get an interview. Well, he said, good time for me to be out there as well. I love the city of Sioux Falls. I think it's just awesome. I live in Iowa. And when we go with anybody, but Sioux City, you know, you get down to Sioux City, you go up and down the hill like this, and you get down there, it's cul-de-sac. A one-way cul-de-sac. You can't get down there. It's just crazy streets down like that. Too far, I love it, you know. I remember correctly, my wife and I would come into town and go, we used to go here to the market to buy food. Got your own car. But anyhow, population, I think, was about 73,000 people. And I saw a sign the other day that says 188,000 and some odd change. That's not out there for P, women, and springs. There's about 100,000 people there. It's still tough. We go down, that's a good time, and I would pay for verifications in South Dakota. I assume they probably still with it. But when I interviewed for the job, superintendent asked me if I had any questions. I said, I had a couple. The last one I asked him was, he said, if I get hired for this job, they hire you to coach or to teach. And he said, education is really important at our school. We'd like to win the boys basketball. They had won 9 games the last 2 years. And so I knew what I was doing when I got the job. The first year we won 6 games, 60-13. They thought it was great. We won 6 games. And to be honest with you, I thought it sucked. I applied at Elk Point, South Dakota, Sioux Valley. I didn't get an interview. I stayed in Hawaii. Anybody familiar with Paul? What's his famous for other than me? Pizza Ranch, that's where it started, Pizza Ranch. Yeah, you're right. Anyhow, the next year we went 15-7. If we had those two together, that's 21 and 20, we're about 500, we never looked back. We've been to the state tournament 15 times, we won it 3 times, we got 6 times, whatever it is. If you go through all that stuff, that I would just tell you again, that I was a very humble coach, because I knew I had to play. I just had to get it to lead they would play. You know, that's kind of what we do in this fellowship railway, and make people believe in themselves. But I have to tell you, look, for 1 year, we dressed 15 kids. And those 15 kids, a lot of them have 2.5 bank classes. They're right Dutch boys. 9 of them were 6'5" or taller. But my best helper was at 130, about 6'2". We went to USF. I would also love to tell you the very last game that I coached. There aren't any referees in the crowd over there. The last game that I coached was in the state final tournament. I resigned at the end of the year. And we made the state finals. We doubled and we got beat on it. I won't say what I wanted to say, because I didn't say it that night. That was not television. But that was not very, shouldn't have been anything called, because I was a lady when we got beat on it. I was then telling very humbly again, the very next year, I was elected to the Iowa Coaches Hall of Fame. Okay, that's my history. It's nice meeting you, folks. You want to oh, then I would tell you this. When I quit the education business, and I worked for golf course, and I worked outside, mowing grass, cutting cups, setting the tees, and I love doing that. Especially if I was playing you and you were a person that liked the chip and run ball. I would cut the cup in front of the green. You're a person that likes to hit the ball up and back it up. I put the like way up there. But anyhow, it's not how you play the game, it's not what you do, whatever you want to do. But anyhow, at about that same time, I was diagnosed with a nerve problem. I don't know how many medical people they get, but it's called degenerative neuropathy. The nerve endings in my feet are dying. And in fact, I was at a specialist today, and they think that some of this stuff I have frequent cut on my hands. I have some on my elbows. I think it may be coming from the nerves. And way back then, I asked them, I said, well, back today, the specialist in the public room said, how much alcohol do you drink? So I love it. I love it when he asked me. I said, no, He said, well, what would you say every other day? And I said, I don't drink it all. So, this could be some alcohol. It said, yep, I'm sure it could be. And that's been a few years ago when I had my share. But anyhow, I was diagnosed with that nerve disorder. And then we had a lot of problems sleeping. And I would tell you, in my opinion, until that time in my life, I was a social drinker. Now, were there times when I had too much to drink? Oh boy, you bet. Somebody's wedding dance, or boy, you should see me dance. I can cut up a rug after I have 4 or 5 winter coats. And I can tell really good stories after 4 or 5 winter coats. Until I get to about 8 or 9, and then I remember the stories, and I don't have a clue what the dance floor is. But then I might have drank for 2 or 3 or 4 months. I wouldn't call myself a good drinker, I was a social drinker. When I got diagnosed with this nerve disorder, I was having a real problem sleeping. In fact, my wife was probably having the worst problem because my legs would jump thicker. And so she started sleeping in the living bedroom. And then that I gave her alcohol. That's the way it works. But I found out that if I had a drink at about 7 o'clock at night, it made my feet feel better. Well, remember now, I am a college grad. If I had one drink and made it feel better, why not have 2? So I had one at 7 o'clock and another one at 9 o'clock, and my feet would feel better. Well, not really. The rest of my body would just feel like my feet. The sleep start getting numb. That was my start of abuse of alcohol. My wife's traveling, and she leaves the house at about 8 o'clock. And we have a pretty nice place. We have 6 women in the house. You gotta have 3 full bathrooms. What you really need is a 4-stall heated garage with cable TV. With the refrigerator right here, it's got ice on the top, and my friend Charlie Coke in the bottom. And over in this cabinet, I have another really good thing. So it's really good. And I get up in the morning about 6:30, and I get before this table. I turn on ESPN, get my recliner, get a Coke and a smoke. And I devour the sports page. Okay, that's not quite true. I don't call soccer ball. But everything else, I know what's going on. My wife leaves at 8. She was 2 minutes late. Then I was too going to leave. Because as soon as she left, I jumped that cold and I filled that mug with ice. I filled it with water, and I'm not trying to impress you or prepare you or anything. I drank out a half gallon bottles a minute, and I would pour. I counted to 25 or 30, and I would put a little Coke in it. I'm a valued customer of Coca-Cola today. See what I shirt. They send them to me, because I send them pictures of 25 12-packs of them all behind me. They send me a picture of a new shirt, like every year. Coca-Cola valued customer. I go through twice or 5 times much Coke as I use it, because it's straight now. But she would leave at 8, I would have that drink. And I was in control over because I didn't have another until 10. And I'd have another one at noon with sandwiches and potato chips, another one at 2, and another one at 4. And then I like cooking, I just don't like cleaning up. So I'd make figure that out for supper. My wife would come home about 5:15. We'd have supper. We get down to supper and clean up. She'd go to the ladies' tea or whatever, watch Home and Garden or whatever it is she watched. I don't want to sit down in the den by myself. I got 2 friends with me on the drive. I go out and me and Willie and Charlie started selling, but I was still in control of it, and I had another one just time. That's the way the pattern went. 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, noon, and I'm not that hungry. I'll eat a big supper. I'll just have another drink. 2, 4, supper, He was Willie and Charlie. I had a little few bites, but I didn't eat much. And then we continued the night, and pretty soon that 8 to 10 became 8 to 9. Then 8 to 9 became 8 to whenever it was empty. So I used to go to the Sioux Falls, a place called Aspen Drug. It's called Blues Boys. I used to go up there and I'd buy a case of half a gallon of winter. That's $6. It's about $100, and I was about $140. I'd get my pickup and I'd drive up there and get a case. And I had blues cruise all the way back home. It's about 65 miles. And the next Saturday I'd have to go back because it was gone. So I decided that that's too much drinking. I'm not going to drink Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Remember now, I'm a whole thing, I'm going to go to college, yeah, I'm in control. I didn't drink on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was gone on Saturday, I had to come to Sioux Falls. Because it was a really day I was drinking. I knew I had a problem. I went to the pastor at our church who had, I was on consistory at our church, and I was on the search committee to get a new pastor. And we got this fellow to come from Schenectady, New York. Hey, can you spell that? You can't spell that? Where'd you go to high school? I spell that P-A-A-P. Actually, you spell that again. It's so connected. I was on consistory and I would have to give the closing prayer where I live. Those little Dutch boys in the Bible back and pray. They can go 9-10 minutes without skipping a heartbeat. I can go 90 seconds. I'd have to give the closing prayer before I'd be nervous. But wait a minute. All right, take a couple friends with me. So I would take a bottle of Coke and I would dump some out or Willie in there. Fool them. Yeah, right. Didn't fool anybody but myself. But I thought, well, I'll be stronger. Give that prayer. I knew I had a problem. I told my wife I had to drink too much. She agreed. So I went to that pastor. I said to the pastor, Steve, I come to counsel with a little bit. This is constant, yeah. I don't know how many times I went through it, but like that. The third time I was there, he said to me, Coach, when you leave here today, you're in about 10 minutes, about 2:15. What do you do? He said that. So it's the first thing you're going to do, you know. Well, let's see, I'm probably going to clean the car. No, wait, I'm going to wash the refrigerator. I'll do a little laundry, wash the windows. He said, yeah, I said, I'm going to make a drink. He said, okay, thanks for being honest. Bingo, the first start of me realizing spirituality works. Because that man believed in me, because I was honest. He said, why don't you go back Thursday at 1 o'clock? Go back Thursday at 1 o'clock, and about 2 o'clock, he said, we go, this is great you've done here and stuff, but what are you trying to get out of this? And he said, I want to be remembered as a Hall of Fame coach, not as a coach. He said, I can help you if you need professional help. I thought that took some guts for him to need that. So I checked into outpatient stuff. I didn't think it was going to work. So we got $7 for an online session. That's a $10 case of whiskey. The following Thursday, I was sitting the night around watching the Twins play baseball. Me and my two friends were in the show about 1:30 in the afternoon. My wife pulled in with the van and the 4 daughters got out. They don't live there anymore. And I think that woman there with the short of the sunny little goes, he gets out, he can walk over and he goes, hey, Coach, my name's Roger, I'm not called you better. And she got a problem with alcohol. Yeah, that's called an intervention. They're fun as hell. 4 boxes of Kleenex later. He looked at me and he said, "What do you think?" At that time, I had a grandson, I don't know what he was, he just said, "T-ball." I said, "My grandson's got a T-ball game on Monday." He looked right at me, this short guy was trying to look, he looked at me and said, "Now you go now." You talking to me? This is three of us against that little jerk. And I said, "Okay, let's go." We put those words in my mouth. He told my wife to go pack a bag. She went back in 5 seconds. One pair of underwear for 36. He looked at me and said, "You got a drink on there?" And I said, "Yeah, I got a drink on it." He said, "Well, go ahead and finish it. He said, "The last drink here." In all honesty, I remember doing this. It's only half full. So I thought, he was way right over here. Do I get him out? And strengthen it up a little bit, and the family's right here in front of me. I get them. And I'm going to guarantee you this, I drank that drink. I sucked those other students dry. Because if I wouldn't have, that'd been alcohol abuse. Can't leave it sit there. You ever leave a drink sit there? You can't leave it sit there. We got this picked up and headed up the road. I don't know how far we've gone, and I said to her, "So, where are we going?" And I said, "Well, we said we're going to camp to a place called Keystone City." I was really fine. And now it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 8 o'clock, empty. I was feeling like, we went a little bit farther and I said, "How long does this last?" This is a Thursday. I was thinking I was going to go to this treatment rehab center. Say Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, they would send me back home because they taught me how to go back to being a 2-square social worker. That's what I thought. And I would just end up with the Italian. And that's some great people there. And that's some projects there. And that's some passionate people that work in the industry with helping addicts and alcoholics. Not only Keystone and Tallgrass and Woodstock and the New Life, Synergy and Cherokee Island, Jackson Recovery. Those are places that today I go. And I do what I'm doing, but now I'm a little bit different. Sometimes I like to just make this shit. And every use God's name and faith. And we got the bombs and stuff. Sometimes I look at it and some people that are still listen. And so I get their attention. But what I found there was that all my life, I believe God is a Christian. But I didn't have a relationship with God. Because I was there, sitting there, being an athlete, getting married and having children, and coaching and all the accolades I've got. And then it hit me, never had that quick boom. Never had that quick boom where God says you're mine. I still haven't got that big boom, but I'm working on that relationship. And how I do it is by going to meetings and hanging around knuckleheads like now, hey, you people, because you want to be successful in this fellowship day, you get around people that are like you. We're not all the same. We're all different programs, but we're all one program. How many meetings you go to, it's probably different than how I go. It's just a year, but I don't know. 2 meetings, I listen to George Charlie on the way up. Listen to him, and this is the meeting. What do I think you need to do? You just yes. Go to meetings. When you need to go to, I don't know when you need. When you think you don't need to, that's when you need to. Get a sponsor. And if you get sponsors, it's not going to let me get it. Getting them to tell me, just get somebody else. And I think you need to read the blue books on the Bible, the Bible. usually the daily 12 to 12 daily reflections, 24 hours a day, we go will strengthen your touch. And I think you need to do service work. As Amy says, yes, I'm fortunate today. You can tell I'm pretty nervous and I'm probably not like this. I was taking from basketball coaches when he was camping when we were 750 coaches there. I was nervous until I realized they thought I was doing something and they're picking me up and I was not nervous. This is the line after me. Dude, go out and help others. You want to be successful, help others. You know, I heard it my first time, just give it away to get it. How can I give it away if I don't have it? Give it away to get it. Bingo. The more I reach out, the better I feel. Because I look around every day and I see faces that I know. And I consider them my friends. Those people who used to be my friends were my drinking buddies. These are my friends. Yeah, I just want to quickly wrap up. I could have kept going forever. Mike said he needed a long speaker. I could keep going. You want to talk sports or Alcoholics Anonymous? I could keep going. Because I go forever. But I would tell you this. I live by one scripture today. Jeremiah 29:11. And I used to tell people to look it up. Silly to that. Because they don't look it up. So I'm going to tell you what it is. Then I want to go read it. Jeremiah 29:11. I have a plan for you, the Lord declares. With good and hope for the future, not for disaster. I know your life is heavy. I know what my life. There's disaster over the grave. I want to thank you for being a great group. Let me share with you, make my program stronger. I hope I said something that helped somebody tonight. Maybe help you tomorrow, next week, 5 years from now. If I didn't say anything help anybody, then I like to talk. The hell with you, I'm not apologizing because it helped me. Thanks for being good.
Thank you so much, Coach, for sharing. We're going to close with the Lord's Prayer. Good, Lenny? Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power,
And the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday.
All right.
You're welcome, Lenny. Are you done with this? Are you done?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. It's like to see you. Hi. You're gonna have trouble holding that one. You're gonna have to look for cat power. Did you get it? No. Gotcha. Let's, I got you on Facebook. Give me your cell phone, please, if you would, if you want. I'll talk to the rest. You need to make it stay good. And then the weather will cooperate regardless, right? Oh, yeah. But the best of all, don't take much. Eat anywhere. You go out. You eat. Play kitchen. Do kitchen. All right. I'll call you, man.
All right.
Good. Say hi to that. All right. Hey. I know you have. So you know what I'm talking about. So Michael, they put on tear it down.
Okay.
What you
I don't know. Here, we'll figure it out. We'll line them up. It'll be safe. We'll figure it out.
Hey, we're gonna start the group conscience meeting in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Did you, the power cords brought? Yeah. Bring that back.
No, I just told Mike that's yours. He's donating.
Thank you. Put it to good use. Safe travels, bud.